beautiful. Gordon Lightfoot, 1972. We're going to take a look at a relatively simple song. Easy chords, unusual chords, the way they go together. And we're going to talk a lot about some different types of things you can do in the picking. It doesn't have to go exactly one way, but a pretty important part of it is that it's a constant flow of eighth notes, broken up into groups of threes, and then a group of two. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, where each of the ones is a bass note. 3 bass notes in the measure. He plays it capoed at the 2nd fret, starting on an A major 7. And we'll get into all the chords and all the picking and stuff in a little while. And they're 1972, the album Don Quixote, which was just had some great tunes on it. There were two of my favorites. We're Looking at the Rain and Ordinary Man. So if you haven't checked out or haven't heard some of that stuff in a while, check out those 2 songs as well. Anyway, so we're going to talk about the picking, we're going to talk about the chords, and we're going to talk about a few different ways of playing some of the unusual chords that happen in this. So I've got a chart. We're just going to talk about picking, talk about the chords. We might analyze them a little bit, the names of them. What are we going to call this? We'll get to that. Some, again, very easy chords to play with a couple of exceptions. And it's really a sequence of 4 main chords, starting with A major 7. Now, a standard A chord is played with 3 fingers at the 2nd fret, the A in the middle, the E below it, and the C sharp above it. To make it a major 7, what we do is add G sharp to the chord. Now, there's 2 different ways we could do that. We could add the G sharp up high and make it, which gives us a significantly different voicing. Or we could add it on the 3rd string. We've got an A right here, G sharp right there. So there's our A major 7 chord. It's followed by A minor 7. So 2 things have to change from A major 7 to make it A minor 7. One is the 7th has to get flatted from G sharp to G natural, and the 3rd, C sharp, has to get flatted to C natural as well. So there's our A minor 7 chord. Well, earlier I talked about some of the picking techniques that were going to happen in here. I just alluded to them, and now what we're going to do is break it down a little bit. It's a steady flow of eighth notes on every chord. Now, you could do a straight arpeggio. Now, I just went from A major 7 to A minor 7. But we're not going to do that. We're going to talk about what fits the feel more the way Gordon did it. And so what we want to hear is bass note on beat 1, and I'm going to talk about 8 beats. We're going to talk about the eighth notes because it's going slow enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And what we did there was, or what I had was a bass note followed by 2 grabs of a pair of notes. 1, 2, 3, and then the same thing with a different bass note, and then just a pair of notes instead of 3 notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. You could do that all the way through the song. Now, when it goes to the Ds, we don't have 2 bass notes.